Nope, no way. Nuh-uh, we are never doing these things in Disney Springs ever again, and you shouldn't either. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and I am here to warn you about the things you should never, ever, ever do in Disney Springs that we here on the DFB team have had to learn the hard way at least once, or twice, or a few times over. What the hey, we're still learning them. We're all works in progress here, but we want to make sure you know what to avoid before you go so that you can really get the best experience out of your day around this super fun shopping district. Starting with a bonus little freebie for y'all, yay for freebies, we got a free Disney Springs quick guide that we want to send your way so that you never, see, still ties in with the video, have to wander around Disney Springs aimlessly without a clue as to what to do next. This quick guide also comes with bonus Disney Springs itineraries to help you plan out date days, nights out on the town with your friends, and rainy day adventures for when you need to pad your stormy afternoons with more indoor plans to help pass the time. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen now or click on the link in the description for disneyfoodblog.com/Disney Springs after this. Okay, are you ready to dive into all the things you shouldn't do in Disney Springs because we've made the mistakes so you don't have to? If you visit Disney Springs on a weekday, first thing in the morning, it kind of feels like the type of quiet village that Belle likes to sing about. But if you go on a weekend night when the tourists and the locals will be out to play, just be prepared because you might start feeling like a sardine. Disney Springs gets packed, and for good reason. Lots of live entertainment pops up when the sun goes down. You're bound to see street performers showing off their musical talents outside of the AMC Theater, or at the intimate outdoor stage near Boathouse, or at the much bigger outdoor stage across from World of Disney. Several bars and lounges and restaurants also like to start up live music and entertainment in the evenings to encourage guests to come on over and chill for a spell. The Edison restaurant is a great example of this since they're going to bring out their ragtime singers and musicians to serenade diners throughout dinner. And Paradiso 37 has what they call nightly fiestas where you can grab a margarita and dance the night away to high energy salsa tunes. Not to mention evening is typically when Drawn to Life starts up their performances. So you'll start to see the dinner rush for the folks who want to grab a quick meal before getting their seats for this emotionally driven acrobatic performance that celebrates the art and impact of Disney animation over at Cirque du Soleil. So there's lots to see and do when Disney Springs is in night mode, but if you're not prepared for these crowds, then you're going to start off the evening on the wrong foot. Be sure to book any table service restaurants you want to experience around dinner time well in advance to anticipate the high traffic. If you're not finding the reservations you were hoping to get on the My Disney Experience app, then switch over to OpenTable.com instead, since many of the restaurants available at Disney Springs are third-party owned and not owned directly by Disney, so they have the opportunity to release reservations through OpenTable, sometimes even earlier than the 60-day window that Disney gives you. For example, you can book Summer House on the Lake 90 days in advance. Both STK Orlando and Raglan Road Irish Pub can be booked 180 days in advance, and Wine Bar George can often be booked 365 days ahead of time through the OpenTable website. Still not finding any reservations for those packed out Disney Springs nights? As a last resort, you can always turn to Plan C, the Day of Reservation Podium. This is just outside the orange parking garage, and you can often find a cast member behind a same-day dining info podium who's going to help you track down any and all restaurants that'll have last-minute seating for you on the date of your visit. Now, it might not always be possible for them to find same-day tables for your top priority choices, but they should be able to track down at least something for you. Another word of advice before braving the evening Disney Springs commotion: give yourself an hour buffer when traveling from wherever you are to Disney Springs. It's not just Disney Springs that's getting packed. It's the roads, it's the parking garages, it's the long security lines. So prepare for that extra travel time and don't try to make it over to Disney Springs at the last possible second, especially if you're rushing to make an advanced dining reservation on time. My favorite Disney Springs tip, because so many Disney Springs restaurants are third-party owned, that gives them the opportunity to offer discounts that wouldn't otherwise be offered at Disney-owned locations. And you know what that means? Hello, half-priced apps and secret menu items and boozy beverage discounts. We talk about these happy hours ad nauseum, honestly, in our DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining, specifically in that Disney Springs portion of the multi-part guide. which makes sense. But here are just some of the happy hour deals and promotions that you can find currently around the Springs that are either brand new or just not talked about as often as they should be. Frontera Cocina has Margarita Mondays and Tequila Tuesdays, where you can enjoy a classic margarita for $7 every Monday and $5 shots of tequila every Tuesday. The $7 margs are a wildly good deal, considering the cheapest margaritas you can usually find here are still going to put you back $17. So you can have 2 margaritas during happy hour and it still wouldn't cost you as much as one does during non-happy hour time. House of Blues can be a sleeper hit when it comes to really good happy hour deals. On Monday to Thursday from open to 5 p.m., you can get $2 off all bottled, canned, or draft beer, $7 house wine and well liquors, $9 margaritas, mules, and Long Island iced teas. Plus, you're going to have access to the recently updated Happy Hour Bites menu, which features $8 options like voodoo nachos and pretzel bites, $10 options like chips and guac, and bacon mac and cheese, and pita and hummus, and $12 options like sticky barbecue ribs, pork and brisket slider duos, popcorn shrimp, and more. That's a whole meal, y'all, for basically how much it costs you to go to a fast food restaurant in Disney World. Haleo has Vino Wednesdays, where each Wednesday you can enjoy wines by the bottle for half price. Definitely keep your eye on the Haleo website because they have a bunch of different promotions that change out. STK Orlando is most worth the visit when you go during their happy hour, because this is when a normally bonkers expensive restaurant surprisingly becomes the best deals there. On Monday to Friday from 2:30 to 6:30, as well as Saturday and Sunday from 2:30 to 5:30, you can order off the happy hour menu for this restaurant, which has stuff like the mushroom arancini for $3. Yes, I said $3. These are 4 deep fried rice balls topped with creamy cheese and, dreams. The Japanese A5 Wagyu taco for $9, that's insane, which comes with 2 generously filled Wagyu tacos topped with sour cream, pickled onions, red pepper, and garnished with root vegetable strips. The STK and frites are also $9 and come with 3 strips of filet mignon over fries that are further topped with a béarnaise sauce. I mean, come on, where are you going to get that for $9? Like anywhere. And the guava berry kiss, which is made with Hendrick's gin, strawberry, real guava, and fresh lime, is $9 instead of its regularly priced $23. And Summer House on the Lake has that martini hour that started up this year, which takes place Monday to Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the bar. There are 3 different martinis you can get, all for $10 each. But even if you're not into martinis, there's also a great deal on red, white, and rosé wine, as well as a rotating beer discount. Don't forget about the discounted happy hour bites here too. The bottomless truffle fries are $10 and can be refilled as many times as you want. And the lobby cut tavern style pizza is $12, which is wild because the exact same pizza you're going to find on their lunch menu costs $20. So even if you're not visiting a Disney Springs restaurant around happy hour time, I'd still highly recommend that you ask about any specific membership discounts that the restaurant might have for annual pass holders, Disney Visa card holders, DVC members, military, or specific loyalty program promotions that are exclusive to the restaurant itself. While several of these discounts can be found online, some of them might be easier to learn about just by asking your server before you get the check. And speaking of discounts, if you want to apply a discount to your DFB guide to Walt Disney World dining purchase from dfbstore.com, and why wouldn't you, then be sure to type in code YouTube before you check out so you don't have to pay rack rate. But you'll still have the same access to hundreds of pages of solid Disney dining advice to read with your fam as you plan out the best vacation ever. Pass by the kiosks. Disney Springs has a lot of shiny storefronts that are going to capture your attention like a moth to a shiny storefront. But that doesn't mean you need to be overlooking the little guys around the Springs when you're in pursuit of the big shops. Disney Springs has a plethora of kiosks that feature different snacks and merch that you're not going to find in any of the big stores. So if you miss them, you're missing out on what could have been your favorite purchase of the whole trip. For example, Aloha, right outside the Paddlefish restaurant, sells nice tropical themed and waterproof bags that could come in handy during your time in the parks. And according to the Disney Springs website, they donate a portion of their profits to Hawaii-based conservation organizations, so that's cool. The Happy Hound kiosk isn't too far away from the Aloha kiosk, but instead of bags, this place features lots of doggo toys and accessories, so you can have something to bring home to your 4-legged friend who's been such a good boy while you were gone. Also by Paddlefish, you'll find the Wonder Made Marshmallow kiosk, which doesn't sell your typical marshmallows. It sells artisan ones. ones in all sorts of unique flavors. I think one of my favorite things I've ever seen Wonder Made come up with is the Marshmallows Across America, where the company asked each state what flavor they thought best represented their area, and they made marshmallows based around those. Since I'm from New York State, just for fun, I checked out what they had, and there are big apple flavored ones. Makes sense. My scriptwriter Bria was pretty excited to see that the sweet tea was the flavor representing her South Carolina state. These marshmallows were still available at this kiosk last time we checked, but if they're no longer there or they've run out of the state you're looking for, you might be able to pick up a few boxes via the Wonder Made website instead. And don't forget to check out the Lefties stand, which is literally a kiosk dedicated to left-handed people. So all the merchandise you're going to find in here is going to feature gadgets and gizmos that'll make being left-handed 10 times easier. Now, I'm going to give you some wise words of advice. Never let anyone tell you you're going overboard with the toppings, ever. Especially if you're at Goofy's Candy Company in the Marketplace District, where toppings are the name of the game. At Goofy's Candy Co., you can customize your own sugary creation between 12 p.m. and 10 p.m. To do this, you're going to grab a customizable card, put your name at the top, and then select your treat, your dipping flavor, and your topping. And what treats can you customize here? Oh, you got your choice of caramel apples, Rice Krispie treats, marshmallow ones, cake pops. And for these treats, they'll each come with only one topping, but you can add any other toppings you want for $1 more. But, there's now a new custom Mickey Premium ice cream bar option that you can choose to load up with toppings instead. And these Mickey ice cream bars have never looked better. Here's the insanity. You can either choose the $9.99 option with 2 toppings, or you can live your best life, which you should, with the $14.99 option giving you 6 toppings. Go all out. This is your time to shine. You know how all the Disney World parks have a guest services area? If you didn't, well then surprise, now you do. Disney Springs also has that inside of its Welcome Center, which you can find close to Deluxe Burger over in Town Center. At their Welcome Center, you'll be able to inquire about things like accessibility, lost and found, overall app and travel assistance. But even if you don't need any extra help during your Disney Springs day, the Welcome Center is still worth paying a visit just to check out the artwork. The art featured here tells the story of how Disney Springs came to be, from the different districts to the overarching storyline connecting the entire shopping district. There's nothing quite like jumping on one of the free Disney Springs ferry boats, taking a ride over to a Disney Springs area hotel, and doing a little resort hopping to help add some more variety to your day, as well as some Mickey beignets if you're planning on paying a visit to the Port Orleans French Quarter, which I highly suggest you do. But these ferry rides don't always go according to plan. Let me back up here for a minute. The Disney Springs River Cruises, located at the dock over in the Marketplace section, are a relaxing way to float on over to nearby hotels like Old Key West and Saratoga Springs and Port Orleans, Riverside, and French Quarter. Normally, they operate between 10:30 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. daily and tend to arrive every 15 to 20 minutes to pick up more passengers. And usually, they're pretty reliable. But every now and then, these boats might close due to severe weather in the area, technical issues, nearby construction, or, and this is what surprises us every year, low water levels, which can be a more prominent issue during Orlando's drier seasons, like towards the end of spring and early summer. It can be a giant pain to have these cruises close on you, but it's better to be safe than run a boat through dangerous water conditions. If the ferry ever has to close while you're in Disney Springs that day, don't forget that the Springs buses will still be up and running to get you over to the resorts you're wanting to visit. Or you can also book a ride service like Uber or Lyft if you're really in a hurry. I usually consider myself a pretty patient person, but when the checkout line at the main World of Disney store is wrapping around and back to my hometown of Buffalo, New York, that's where I draw the line. You don't have to wait in a physical line at the World of Disney store if you don't want to, because there's a much faster way to check out. Actually, it's dangerously convenient and has led me to purchasing one too many packages of sour cherry balls just because I can. Merchandise mobile checkout gives you the option to pay for your Disney gift shop items through the My Disney Experience app instead of waiting in one of those really long cash register lines to secure your purchases. Here's how you do it. After you tap on the 3-bar button towards the bottom of your app screen, you'll choose the merchandise checkout option. Now you'll be asked to select a store. Not every theme park store has this option available, but the flagships, as well as some of the newer shops, definitely do. And yes, that does include the World of Disney store. Once you select the store that you're in, just use your phone to scan the barcodes of anything you want to buy, and once you're finished, just hit the checkout button and you can pay for them. Note, you will have to have all your payment info already linked onto your My Disney Experience account beforehand. After you've paid, you're going to see a QR code pop up. This is what you'll show to the cast member at the door. They're going to scan the code to verify that you've paid for your purchases, and then you're good to go. No waiting in any lines necessary. Okay, forget superhero movies. The only superheroes I need are the brunch powerhouses over at Disney Springs. Just kidding. Please don't hate me, Pedro Pascal. Disney Springs has a variety of weekend brunch options available across several of their restaurants. These are very, very important, my friends, because some of them are only on the weekends. But they are all amazing. Now, while I don't have time to hit on all the brunch offerings across Disney Springs, I will give you a lot of the key highlights to help you get started on your brunch adventures. Summer House on the Lake is probably our new favorite brunch option at the moment. This is a Cali Mex brunch. It's served on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with options like a giant cinnamon roll, jalapeno cornbread, and pancake tacos. Yep, pancake tacos are a thing, and they come as a set of 3, made of 3 pancakes filled with scrambled eggs, cheddar, and maple sausage. Or you can get the sweet pancake tacos too, so you get savory options or sweet options. Wine Bar George hosts a wine country brunch on Saturdays and Sundays from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. During this time, you're going to be able to order wine country brunch charcuterie style boards, as well as main brunchy entrees like the burrata, made with burrata and candied bacon and avocado on top of char-grilled ciabatta bread, some fresh tomato slices and basil chiffonade, and the fried chicken biscuit with pimento cheese, bacon relish, and sunny side egg. Now don't worry, Wine Bar George has boozy brunch drinks that can accompany your meal. We're pretty partial to anything that Wine Bar George mixes with Dole Whip, including their Froscatos and Dole Whip mimosas and frozen old fashions made with Dole Whip orange. The Captain's Sing-Along Brunch at Boathouse is only available on Sundays, but with Sunday brunch comes things like chorizo breakfast tacos and Biscoff cookie waffles. But the best part about this brunch is if you wear a Captain's hat or a Boathouse shirt, you'll get a free mimosa. Yep, free booze. The Captain's Sing-Along Brunch runs from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. with dueling piano performances that play between 11 and 2. So yeah, it's a party. The Rise and Shine Brunch at Homecoming takes place on Saturdays and Sundays and features lots of shining brunch starters and entrees like the fried egg and avocado toast, and if you really love yourself, the fried chicken and donuts. You can even order mini Everglazed donuts here that come straight from the Everglazed storefront that's also in the Disney Springs shopping district. And for an extra $2, you can get these little dudes topped with pecans and bacon for some extra sweet and salty and crunchy goodness. Now, the Homecoming brunch options stick around until 1 p.m. before switching fully back to their regularly scheduled lunch offerings for the day. So get there by like 12:30 if you want their brunch stuff. Raglan Road Irish Pub has a rollicking Raglan brunch served on Saturdays and Sundays, and along with specialty brunch options with funny names like the It's Okay to Drool, made with French toast style bread and butter pudding, vanilla mascarpone, mixed berries, and crispy maple glazed bacon, you'll also get to experience live dancing and authentic Irish music while you dine. A variety of coffees and teas are also available for purchase, some of which are even boozy, like the Lost Irish coffee made with whiskey, house-made Demerara sugar syrup, coffee, and cream. So Disney Springs tends to always have some sort of event or limited time offering happening that's going to spice up your next Disney Springs visit, just as long as you know about it. For example, during Orlando's Magical Dining event, which has been a thing going on 20 years now, several restaurants around the city, including Disney Springs, will offer limited time 3-course prix-fixe dinners with an appetizer, entree, and dessert at an exceptional price point. And a portion of these proceeds are going to be donated to different charities in the area. In 2025, the Magical Dining event takes place from August 15th to September 30th and includes Disney Springs restaurants like Haleo, Maria and Enzo's, Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill, Summer House on the Lake, and more. Flavors of Florida is also an event that takes place in the summer, though this one's specifically for the Disney Springs area. And during this event, different restaurants around the shopping district showcase limited time dishes and drinks featuring those classic summertime flavors made famous by the Sunshine State. Per the release of this video, the Flavors of Florida event just wrapped up for its 2025 season, but usually it tends to show back up again starting in late June and runs until August. But don't you worry, you August vacationers out there, because if you're heading to Disney Springs in the next couple of weeks, then I've got a really exciting event you might want to check out. In celebration of my brand new book, Disney Adults, Disney Springs is rallying the restaurant troops to celebrate with a Disney adult food crawl in honor of our book. I can't believe that they're doing this, but it's awesome. From now and until the end of August, you can pick up limited time snacks and drinks from several of the restaurants around the shopping districts that go right along with the book. And to say that I am thankful for all this support is a massive understatement, but I'll say it anyway. Thank you. If you want to join in on all the fun, or at the very least see what a Disney adult's drink crawl looks like around Disney Springs, you can go ahead and pick up that food crawl information right here at disneyfoodblog.com/crawl map. As you can see, Disney Springs is a hip happening place day or night, but if you want to see other events that might be happening during your visit, like different musical groups or touring artists or dance parties or whatever, just check out the Disney Springs calendar over on their website by checking out the events tab. You can get the full scoop. A day of shopping? Probably not what your kids were hoping for out of a Disney vacation. But fortunately, this is still Disney we're talking about, so a day at Disney Springs can still be a fun-filled day for everybody, especially if you're over in the marketplace section. So the Lego store, that's a classic kid magnet. It's got the colorful sets to buy, pre-built cities and figures. It's got the minifigure factory where you can create your own minifig. It's even got the little race car set just outside the shop where kids can build cars and race them against each other just for the fun of it. Goofy's Candy Company is a kid's dream come true, or, my dream come true, really. This is a confectionery with full walls of all sorts of packaged candies, including our personal favorite around here in the YouTube offices, the sour cherry balls. I say that because Bria and I love these. And this is also where you can build your own sweet treats like candied apples, cake pops, marshmallows, Mickey Rice Krispies, and Mickey Premium bars with tons and tons and tons of toppings. And if your kid's looking for a sweet treat that also doubles as a refresher, Goofy's Glaciers, those are fruity slushies, are sold here too. Want to take your kids somewhere fun for lunch or dinner? Rainforest Cafe might be a chain you've seen at other touristy destinations, but there's no use in denying how much fun this restaurant can be for kids. From the animatronic animals to the regularly scheduled thunderstorms to, Tracy Tree in the gift shop. For an animatronic-heavy restaurant that's still owned by the same company but isn't nearly as common, you can also choose to dine at T-Rex Cafe, which is going to be a big winner for all the dino fans in your family. You might even want to build a dino in the gift shop afterwards. Disney Springs isn't known for its rides, but it does still have some rides for the littles of your group. The Marketplace Train Express is a 2-minute locomotive loop that's $5 for one ride, $10 for 2 rides, and $20 for 6 rides. One adult can ride free per child under 36 inches. And right next to the train, you've also got the Marketplace Carousel, which has the exact same price point, $5 for one ride, etc., and also lets one adult ride free per child under 42 inches. So face painting isn't just inside the parks either, it's inside Disney Springs too. Plus the face painting kiosk that you'll find over at the Marketplace also has temporary tattoos and henna art as options, so even the older kids will love checking this place out. And what kid isn't going to light up when they walk into a shop like World of Disney for the first time? At the very least, they're going to love standing underneath that giant blue stitch up above that left side entrance and getting spit on. I mean, who doesn't? So you've probably picked up on this already through the course of this video, but there is a lot to see and do in Disney Springs. And we're always kind of surprised that our Disney Springs videos do so well here on the channel, but we shouldn't be. Disney Springs is huge. There are tons of restaurants, tons of shops, lots of entertainment, lots going on. So I totally get it. Having a Disney Springs day as part of your vacation makes perfect sense. And you know what? You don't even have to pay for a park ticket. So with that being said, it might be time to go ahead and check out another one of our Disney Springs planning videos, like the best things to eat in Disney Springs, or maybe you'd rather check out the 50 amazing things you never knew were in Disney Springs. Or, both. Yeah, check out both. And don't forget to pick up our Disney Springs quick guide over at disneyfoodblog.com/Disney Springs today. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.